Hello, hi, this is Prasad Kumar again. Okay, now we are going into BCR tutorial number 5 on the special features of Laxamed. Here actually we are going to talk about mainly the two features. One is the graph and the other is the biological battery. Okay, now we come to the graph now. This system actually displays the scan before the therapy and the graph during the therapy. So you can see how the condition was before and what the machine did. And it is quite a useful thing to understand how the machine treated, and also to explain to the patient what happened during the treatment. In the y-axis you see numbers 0 to 120. This indicates the metabolic condition. The lower reading actually is hypermetabolic condition, that is inflammation, and the top end is hypometabolic condition, and in the middle between the dotted line is the normal metabolic condition. So if you look at this patient, you can see that all the 4 channels were in hypermetabolic condition. So this patient was having inflammation in all the 4 areas where the electrodes were applied. So let's see how the treatment went for this patient. This is how typically the system works. So here all the 4 channels have moved up to the opposite side, and this is considered a good result for the first session, even though the graph did not settle in the middle, because the first effort is to counteract the existing situation. So it has done that very well, and it will run this way for a number of sessions before the body condition is regulated, and then the graph should move to the middle level. Now we look at another condition. Sometimes in the first graph, all the 4 channels were in hypermetabolic condition, but there can be possible cases where you have both chronic and acute problems in one area. For example, in a knee condition, it is possible to have a chronic condition in the joint and an acute condition in the ligament. So if you look at this graph, you have the green channel is in hypometabolic condition, and B and C are in hypermetabolic, it's low, and D is a little confused. So you have both chronic and acute conditions in this one. You have both degeneration and inflammation. So for degeneration you need to use heat, and for inflammation you need to use ice. So you have a dilemma here now, because you can't use either, because using one will help one part of it but aggravates the other part of it. So with this cybernetic system, when you choose the automatic mode, the machine can independently address both issues. So you can see how the treatment went. A channel, which was in hypo level, has come down, and B and C, which was in hyper level, has gone up. So it sort of auto-regulated. So this is one of the good features of BCR therapy system. I'm not sure if any other system has got this facility at all. Okay, this is a very interesting case, also to demonstrate one of the features of this BCR therapy system. It relates to a judgment. In this case, this patient is a football player, and he had an injury which was less than 2 months old, and every time after a match he gets severe pain in that area. you see where the light is applied, that's exactly the spot where the pain comes from. Okay, now since this is less than 2-month-old injury, some of us might consider this to be an acute problem and treat him for inflammation. And some those well experienced in sports may treat otherwise. May see that, you know, in 2 months his injury may have formed into a scar, which has the characteristics of chronic condition, and treated him the opposite way. So let's see how the machine did it. So this is the scan before the treatment. And all the 4 channels were in hypo, not just hypo, it is extremely right on the top. So the machine determined that the condition is chronic, and it's a degenerative situation, and this is how the treatment went. If you see, all the 3 therapy channels, A, B, and C, has come down, and the channel D is actually used for lymph drainage. So it's typical for a lymph drainage graft to move this way. So this actually shows that it takes away the need for human judgment here, because rather you can say that the machine is more foolproof in this aspect when you use the automatic mode. Alright, the system diagnosed the condition as chronic instead of acute and treated accordingly. Alright, now we move to this battery sign. Now the BCR therapy system, the Laksamet system, actually shows this biological battery sign. Now this is one of the very interesting features, because this is something that gives the therapist an idea of how many times that the patient need to come back, and how frequently the patient need to come back, and when should come back the next. And at the same time, it gives the patient, both parties need to know this, when to come back next and at what frequency it should come back. So this is the graph plus this, this together, it helps in the decision on to advise the patient. So what the battery shows is it moves, and this is considered a good range. So we can tell the patient that you need to achieve a good battery. So it all depends on the condition. Some move up very fast, some are slow. So the patient will be motivated to move the battery more. So it's a good sign have. So when we talk about the full battery, this is to explain what actually it means. Okay, here the target value. Now this battery, the charge in the battery actually refers to the accomplishment of the target set in the first scan. So during the first treatment, there is a 10 minutes diagnosis, and in the during the diagnosis, the machine sets the target to achieve. So this battery shows a progression, towards achieving the target. So when the battery is like this level, or 2/3, that means the target is already achieved. So thereafter, what you get is a stabilization. So when the target is already achieved, it also is advisable to start as a new therapy, because by then there are changes already in the physiological condition that justifies setting new targets, and start as a new therapy again. And the battery starts again from the beginning, and it's a way of improving the results even further. Thank you very much, and you can contact us for further information, and soon we'll be uploading the next one, and see you back soon. Thank you.